Hi there, boys and girls. It is time for today's interactive read aloud. And today's story is called, Don't You Feel Well, Sam? It's a question. Do you see the question mark at the end? This is Sam, and he's the main character of our story. Today's story is an animal fantasy story. That means it's where animals act like people. And so it's fiction, which means it's not true because animals wouldn't really wear clothes and they wouldn't really ask each other how they feel. Today's story is part of text set 4, Taking Care of Each Other, Family. This story was written by Amy Hest and illustrated by Anita Jerem. What is on Sam's head, boys and girls? A blanket. He has a toy. What's behind him? A pillow. Where do you think Sam might be? He could be on the couch. He could be in his bed. These are good thoughts. Let's read this story together to find out about Sam and if he's feeling well. For Sam and Kate and the Cozy Cozy Nights. To D.A.R. and K.G.J. because big boys have to take their medicine too. So that's the dedication page. Don't You Feel Well, Sam? By Amy Hest, illustrated by Anita Jerem. It was a cold, cold night on Plum Street. In the little white house, Mrs. Bear was putting Sam to bed. She closed their favorite book and they both blew out the candle. Kiss goodnight, Sam, Mrs. Bear said, and she wrapped him all cozy in the blanket that was red. Have you ever had a bedtime story before? Does someone tuck you in at night and give you a kiss? Those are ways that parents show their kids that they love them and that they take care of them. But suddenly she heard a cough, heck, heck. And there sat Sam, curled up and small and coughing in his bed. Mrs. Bear put her arms around Sam. Don't you feel well, Sam? Sam shook his head. Poor Sam. Mrs. Bear hugged him harder and kissed his warm cheek. You have a cough, she said. And she dashed down the stairs and up again with syrup. Boys and girls, what kind of syrup do you think she has? Maple syrup for pancakes? I don't think so. Open wide, Sam, Mrs. Bear said. Sam shook his head. Tastes bad, he said. Yes, said his mama. You need to be brave. Sam put the blanket on his head. I don't have a cough. So he's coughing. That noise is a cough. It's like a Why do you think he says he doesn't have a cough? He doesn't want to take the syrup. And what kind of syrup is it? Cough syrup. "Try again, Sam," said his mama. Sam shook the blanket off his head. He opened up, then closed his mouth tight. The spoon was too big. "Too big," said Sam, as he coughs. "You can do it," Mrs. Bear said. "I know you can, Sam." Sam opened up, then closed his mouth tight. "Too much syrup on a too big spoon. Too much," said Sam. Mrs. Bear rubbed frost off the window and peeked outside. "Soon it will snow," she said. "Open wide, Sam, and afterward we'll go downstairs and wait for snow." So has Sam taken the cough syrup yet? Do you think he's going to? His mother says, afterward we'll go downstairs and wait for snow. So she wants him to take the cough medicine, and then she said, after you do, we'll go downstairs and wait for the snow to start. Snow! How do you think Sam feels about snow? I think he likes it. Sam opened wide, then very wide. He sputtered and snorted and made a big face, and the syrup went down. "Brave Sam," he said. Can you see the syrup on his lips? How do you think his mother's going to feel now? I think she's going to be very happy. He made a good choice. Mrs. Bear and Sam held hands on the stairs. Sam wore his robe that was blue and his slippers that were too. What are they going to do, boys and girls? Going to watch the snow. They lit a little fire in the kitchen, then made a pot of tea. Mrs. Bear put extra honey in the tea, and it was nice sliding down. After tea, they sat in the big purple chair near the window and waited for snow. Mrs. Bear told a story about a bear called Sam. Sam liked the story, so she told it again. Went the cough every now and then. Sam leaned back on his mama's soft belly, and it wiggled while she talked. The little fire glowed, and the kitchen was warm. All through the night, Mrs. Bear and Sam sat in the big purple chair and waited. Boys and girls, do you see any other animals besides the bear family? There's a fox outside. We see a little mouse family. How cute is that? And this is where they have their fire. And this pipe takes the smoke out of the house. And finally, it snowed. Boys and girls, do you think that the bears saw the snow? I don't think so. I think they fell asleep. By looking at this picture, how do you think the little bear felt the next day? How do you think Sam feels? Think he's feeling better? Think his cough might be gone now that he's outside playing with his mom. Look how cute that is. They are building a snow bear. And do you see the other animals? The mouse is riding on the fox's back as it pushes the snowball. It's kind of funny. Okay, boys and girls. What do Sam and his mother do that act like humans? They talk, they wear clothes. The mother brings cough syrup. They cuddle. Yeah, all those things are things that humans do. And that's why this is an animal fantasy story, because it's a fiction story with animals that couldn't really happen in real life. On this page, we see that there's a cover on the teapot. Why? It kind of looks like a hat. Why do you think there might be a cover on the teapot? It helps to keep the teapot warm. It's not sitting on anything warm, it's just sitting on the table. So this on the outside is going to keep the teapot warm, just like when you wear a hat, it keeps your head warm. On this page it says, Mrs. Bear put extra honey in the tea and it was nice sliding down. Where does the tea slide down? Yeah, slide down your throat. And how does it feel when you drink warm tea? It feels warm and smooth. Yeah, it's a good feeling going down your throat and into your belly, especially when you're cold or if you're sick. Do you think that the author does a good job of showing how families take care of each other? What does Sam's mom do to take care of him? She tucks him in, she reads to him. She comes and checks on him when he doesn't feel well, when she hears his coughing. Have you had that before? Does someone come check on you when you don't feel well, or if you're coughing in the night? Or maybe you got sick in your bed? She puts her arms around him. She even brings him medicine, even though he doesn't want to take it. I like at the end how they cuddle. Do you cuddle with your family? It's a way to show someone that you love, that you care about them. How do people in your family take care of you? Can you tell someone around you? Did you ever think that when your family members make you dinner, so maybe your parents make supper or do your laundry, that that's a way of taking care of you? That's a way of showing, of grown-ups showing their children that they love them and they take care of them. Giving hugs is another way. Helping children with homework, or reading stories, or listening to kids tell stories or talk about their day. Those are all ways that family members show that they care about each other. Take some time today to show others how you care. Ask if you can help out at dinner time, or ask if you can listen to a story, or maybe you can tell a story. Maybe you can cuddle with someone today, but can you try to find a way to show the family members, your family members, that you care about them? Have a great day, boys and girls.